Good morning, YouTube. Engineer Boy 100 here. Well, I guess it seems before I'm done with one project, I'm already starting on another. Haven't even finished up with the reinstall of the center console for that function first gear shifter kit job, and I'm doing this a reconditioning job on the alternator. Some of you may have realized, watched my videos, that my alternator went out last month. Had to change it out, and some had suggested, why don't you just change the regulator? It may just be that and not worry about changing the whole alternator. And you had a point, but I already had a new alternator which I had on the shelf for years, so I just threw it in. But now the one that came out here, took the back plate off, took the old regulator off, got a new regulator here, Porsche, and actually this regulator goes in a Mercedes. Kind of weird. But they take the exact same regulator. I think this one's a little bit cheaper. This one here, I think it's a little bit cheaper than the one that is specifically for Porsche. This is the F00M144136. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak it in some 50/50 degreaser here. Nothing special, just cleaner degreaser. Put half water, half degreaser. Put this little guy in a bucket, loosen up all the grime. Okay, and I'm going to do that in preparation for hitting it with the pressure washer real good. Now it's not a 100% job, it's just cleaning it up so that the contacts are cleaner. Then I'm gonna let it dry out in the sun. I'm gonna air blow it out with compressed air. Let it sit in the sun because it's 100 degrees out here right now. And then I'm gonna hit it with this Deoxit Gold G5. This stuff here, it's like really good for electrical connections and stuff. It cleans and it coats them and it helps them not to rust and all kind of cool stuff. So I'll put that on and then I'll reassemble with the new voltage regulator and put it back together. And I'll take it up to O'Reilly and have it tested to make sure it works good and throw it back on the shelf. Now I'll go ahead and let you guys watch me put the pressure washer on it, and then we'll take a little trip up to O'Reilly. Yeah, the water's getting real dirty already, so it's gonna break up all that. So I'll let it soak for about an hour, and then we'll take it out. We'll pressure wash all the much as we can that's been loosened up. Then we'll have it air dried. I'll blow it with the air compressor. Then I'll sit it out in this 100-some degree sun we get out here in California, and yeah, that'll evaporate all the little bits of water. Wow, there's actually a lot more dirt and grime coming out of that thing than I'd expected. Okay, so she's set up to dry now. All we have to do is wait, and then tomorrow we'll reassemble it. All right, it's all dried up, and man, it looks good. I mean, the windings are clean. Everything, it looks much better than I expected. So, you know, with an alternator, for those who don't know, the alternator portion, all it is windings and some magnets and some wire connectors. That's it. It's very robust. The part that fails is generally the little voltage regulator. Okay, so we're going to change this, the little fragile electronic part that fails, and everything else we've cleaned up. Now I'm going to use some of this deoxit G5, okay, on the electrical connection to coat them. It cleans them and then it dries. It's like a dry lube. It's also conductive, so it won't interfere with any electrical current. In fact, I'll bring the camera in so you guys can actually see me working on it, and I'll shut up so you guys can focus. So let me bring the camera in closer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just coat all of the electrical connection parts with this deoxit. It will dry. Let me get inside of here. That's where the voltage regulator actually connects. I'm going to make sure there's no dirt on that part, no film. It's actually a cleaner. Nothing's coming off on the Q-tip. It's just clean. So what I'm going to do is just put this thing back together. This is the ground. This is the ground connection here. So you have to make sure you remember to do that. It takes this shorter screw. So I use a little magnetic screwdriver. Excellent for doing this type of job. It holds the screw for you. Let me go ahead and get that in there and all the way. And this is going to be the ground. And I'll tighten up the screws with a big screwdriver later. So here we go. That'll hold our cover on. And then we'll take this into O'Reilly or AutoZone or any auto parts store generally. We'll test these for you for free, and then I'll let you know if it's charging and if it's also the charger being controlled correctly by the voltage regulator. So now, let's go get it tested. Okay, I'm here at O'Reilly. I'm going to go inside and get this alternator tested. See if we fix it right. Let's see here. There it is. And yeah. Let's see what we get. I'm going to get this alternator tested. I want to videotape it and put it on YouTube. So, and excuse me, we're getting ready to put it in there, and we'll see if it passes. Okay, so we're here at AutoZone. Go ahead and get that alternator out of the car, have it tested, and see if we fixed it correctly. Hello. All right, guys, as you saw, we went to O'Reilly to get the alternator tested. They said they couldn't test it. So we took it to AutoZone, and they said they also could not test this alternator. But when I went to AutoZone, they gave me a little bit more information. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this little segment, is because I learned something new about this alternator that I did not know. This alternator has a clutch inside the pulley. Inside this little pulley right here, there's a clutch. And this little guy actually comes off and needs to be replaced sometimes if it goes bad. Now, how do you know that it's going bad? It's supposed to go one way and then not the other. And there's two different variants of this. There's an older model that's just plain, like a sprocket on a bike. It just goes one way and not the other. Then there's a new variant, and I don't know which one this is, which is basically a clutch and detergent spring. And it's designed to do two things. One, reduce any kind of pulsing harmonic vibrations from the engine so you don't get flutter in your serpentine belt. And also, for when you decelerate, because these are high performance vehicles, we tend to rev and then decelerate, let off the gas quickly. And this whole mass inside the alternator is still spinning. So when that keeps spinning and you let off, and the engine and everything starts to slow down, it slips on the pulley and creates problems. Okay, so I'm not getting into all the details of that, but I just wanted to point out that this has a clutch in it, and it can be changed, and they go out. So I'm gonna come in close so you can kind of actually see that. You go one way, and you'll see the fins inside turn, and then the other way, it catches and they don't. I'm gonna use this little end of a pin in there so you can see it. So I'll bring it in close so you can see that it goes one way and not the other, and then that's it for this video. Okay, just saying. All right, now check this out. If I stick this in here to stop the fin, and I turn this, well, let me just do it this way first. I turn it, then I do it like that. Okay, so let me put this pin in here, and this is the normal way it wants to turn. I can turn this pulley, and it doesn't turn. See, the fan turns this way, but then I can go this way and I can stop it. I can still see the pulley, I can still turn the pulley. So it's kind of cool. So anyway, that's what I learned. It's rebuilt, it's clean, it has a new regulator, and that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.